morning day farmers and everyone else watching. I thought today we could go on a bug hunt. So it's a really fun thing to do. Go and find some insects that are in your garden or in a local park. And insects are very important. There's about 27,000 different species of insects in the UK. And they're very important because they put air in the soil, they provide food for birds, and they're pollinators, and they eat lots of other little insects on plants that kill the plants. So they're very important and we don't really notice them very much, so I thought we could go on a hunt and see what we can find. I wonder if there's anything under here. Oh look! Woodlice. So woodlice aren't actually insects, they're from a family called crustaceans, which are like crabs and lobsters, which is why you'll find them in damp, dark places, because they need to keep that moisture on their shell. They outgrow their shells, so a bit like snakes who grow into new skins, they do that with their shells, and they usually live for a couple of years, 2 to 3 years, and the mothers will put their baby woodlice in pouches like kangaroos. Let's see what else we can find. Near where we just found those woodlouse, there's a snail. So snails usually come out around this time of year until about October, when they'll go back to hibernate. And you usually find them again in damp places or hedgerows, gardens, fields. They've got long tentacles, which you can't really see here, but they have long tentacles with eyes, and they've got a shorter pair of tentacles which they help them to feel where they're going when they move. And they also have some very slimy stuff on the bottom of them that helps them to move along. And when they have eggs, so they lay eggs to make babies, and they usually lay about between 40 and 80 eggs. So see what else you can find. Lift things up and move things around. Anything in there? Be careful not to lift things up too much because we might disturb where they live. I've just moved some more compost bags and found slugs. Now slugs, just like snails, are most active at this time of year, between spring and about October, November, and they live in total for about up to a year. And they eat plants, so lots of gardeners don't like slugs because they eat the plants. They often live under stones, under compost bags, under logs. And there's said to be about 30 species of slugs in the UK. Now I've looked very carefully on a holly bush and I've found a spider. Can you see its legs there? Now I can't see a web anywhere, so maybe it's planning to build a web. Spiders' webs are amazing. They are made of really strong silk, and when they've made them, they wait on the middle or on the outside, wait for the web to move when an insect flies into it, and then it'll run out and wrap the insect in silk so it becomes trapped, and then it eats it for tea. So that's what I could find in my garden, and now I've just come out of the house just to the local streets to see if I can find any insects here. These are normally the type of flowers that you would see bees on. Today it's quite windy, so bees find it hard to fly in the wind, so they might not be out much today. But let's keep looking. I found a bumblebee. Can you see it in there? That bee must have been very busy. It flew away before I could have a proper look at it and show you. Now bees are very important because they pass pollen between flowers and plants, which means that more flowers and plants are produced. So they've got a very important job, which is why they're so busy all the time. Let's see if we can find any more. I've found a hoverfly here. You can see it just in front of my thumb. And hoverflies are also important for spreading pollen. Well, we'll leave the bug hunt there for today. Hope you've enjoyed it. It's amazing to think what tiny little insects and creatures there are out and about all the time. If you do one, you might also be able to find butterflies on a nice day, and beetles, and all sorts of other insects. So enjoy it. Bye!